Crime is sexy.
5 craziest convict reactions to a life sentence. Number 5. This is Jaleel Smith Riley of Cincinnati, Ohio, who had allegedly confessed to robbery and murder. The victim, Portia Brooks, was in her car with her boyfriend Aaron Martin when Smith Riley and 2 others approached them with the intention to rob. After finding out that Martin didn't have any money, Smith Riley shot him in the head, causing permanent brain damage. He then fired at Brooks, who died 3 days later. Smith Riley expressed genuine remorse, acknowledging that he cannot undo what he did. Brooks' mother and sister developed victim impact statements expressing the emotional toil of losing a loved one. Smith Riley received the news that he would never be allowed to return home and would serve a life sentence without parole for the attempted murder offense. Number 4. This is Diana Lovejoy, who was once married to Greg Malverhill and resided in Carlsbad, California. Unfortunately, their marriage hit a rocky patch and they eventually divorced after experiencing significant legal issues. As a result, the court ordered Diana to pay $20,000 to Greg for his share of the family home, and they were to share custody of their son. However, Diana was livid about the court's decision and concocted a plan with her boyfriend, Weldon McDavid, to kill Greg. A bullet hit Greg in the torso, but he fortunately survived the ordeal. The court had ample evidence of their conspiracy, and both were found guilty of attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder. When Diana heard the guilty verdict, she fainted, and medics had to bring her out. Weldon was sentenced to 50 years to life, while Diana received a sentence of 26 years to life in prison. It's distressing to see some people in the world take such extreme measures. Number 3. This is Seth Welch and Tatiana Fusari, a farming couple who follow religious beliefs residing in Cedar Springs, Michigan. Unfortunately, they've been charged with the murder of their 10-month-old daughter, Mary Welch. It's been reported that they failed to seek medical attention for their child, even though they noticed she was underweight due to the mistrust of medicine and the government. In a disturbing 911 call made by the father, he reportedly found the child dead and revealed that they had not had contact with her since putting her to bed the previous afternoon. Upon conducting an autopsy, it was discovered that Mary's death was caused by neglect, malnutrition, and dehydration. As a result, Seth and Tatiana have been charged with felony murder and child abuse in the first degree, which carries severe penalties, including life imprisonment. The couple now faces a lifetime behind bars, and a DNA sample was taken upon their arrest. It's a tragic and senseless event that has occurred, and it has shaken the community to its core. Number 2. This Colorado man, Rhinestone Stone, was convicted for a 5-county crime spree that was broadcasted live by a news station's helicopter. Stone was found guilty of carjacking 3 vehicles, one of which had a 4-year-old child inside. Stone led police on a high-speed chase at speeds over 100 miles per hour, during which he clipped a trooper with a Colorado State Patrol car while attempting to evade arrest. Stone was injured during the chase, and he later pulled another victim from their vehicle and drove off, leading the police on a foot chase. Stone was eventually arrested and is now in county jail. During his trial, Stone complained about his lack of financial compensation for his internet fame and blamed his actions on emotional stress and drug use. Stone was convicted on 18 charges, including attempted manslaughter, child abuse, and assault. The judge sentenced him to 160 years in prison. Number 1. This is Esteban Carpio. During police questioning regarding the stabbing of an elderly woman in Rhode Island, he became violent and shot Detective Sergeant James Allen twice with his own gun after one of the other detectives left the interview room to get water. Carpio then fled the scene, jumping out of a 3rd-story window, but was caught just 45 minutes later. At his arraignment, Carpio wore a mask to prevent spitting or biting and appeared with a visibly damaged face. His family members accused the police of brutality, claiming he was mentally ill and in need of help. However, an FBI investigation found no evidence of excessive force and determined that Carpio's injuries were the result of his jump and struggle with law enforcement. Carpio ultimately received a life sentence without parole for his actions.